Burger King has long built its image as the king of fast food, with flame-grilled burgers, bold ads, and a menu that makes many nod for nostalgia's sake. But do you think every item on the menu lives up to the king name? You should watch this video before ordering your next meal. Behind the flashy ads and towering combo deals are items that even insiders admit. These are best left untouched. Some dishes look tempting but are made with cheap ingredients, stored improperly, or only exist to tap into your childhood memory vibes. Before we dive into the list of 7 dishes that sound great but leave you regretting, take a moment to do something small. It could save you hundreds of dollars on your next fast food run. Hit like and subscribe if you want more no-nonsense, unbiased breakdowns. Straight talk, no fluff, just the truth from behind the counter. 7. Fish sandwich. You might think a fish sandwich is a safe choice when you're avoiding beef or chicken. It sounds light, wholesome, maybe even cleaner than a multi-layered cheese and sauce burger. But at Burger King, the fish sandwich is one of the most disappointing picks. According to employees, the fish patty is actually a cheap frozen block, thawed and quickly fried to heat it up. The result often falls short. The outside might be overly dry, while the inside is mushy, crumbly, and lacks any real texture. The fish flavor? Bland, almost non-existent, leaving the bite with no appeal. Customers don't dislike it because they hate fish. They dislike it because they can't tell what they're eating. One even said, "It looks like fish but tastes like wet bread with a weird smell." The sauce and veggies. Usually a tiny dollop of unremarkable sauce and a few wilted greens. The result is a small, soggy sandwich with vague flavors and no satisfaction after eating. The price isn't cheap either. When a hot cheeseburger with real meat and cheese costs the same or less, the fish sandwich leaves you both broke and hungry. The kicker? Burger King keeps this on the menu not for quality but for familiarity. Maybe you ate it as a kid and order it for nostalgia. But today's version is just a name, not the flavor. If you really want fish, head to a supermarket food counter, a seafood restaurant, or make it at home. You'll get real fish, crisp, hot, and flavorful, and no regrets with every bite. If you've tried this dish, comment with the number 1. Say, mozzarella sticks. Mozzarella sticks are a snack that sounds irresistible. Crispy on the outside, with gooey, stretchy cheese melting inside. Just the thought feels satisfying. But if you think ordering mozzarella sticks at Burger King is a smart move, you might want to hear the honest take from those who've worked behind the counter. Employees say this dish is a real gamble. You never know what you'll get. Sometimes, sticks are fried too long and are as hard as rocks. Other times, the coating splits and the cheese oozes out, leaving an empty shell with nothing inside. And if you're lucky enough to get intact cheese, it often cools quickly, lacks aroma, and misses the rich, creamy feel of fresh mozzarella. Eating it feels like chewing flavorless fried batter. One employee put it, "Customers expect that stretchy cheese pull from the ads but end up pulling just disappointment." Worse, the quality varies wildly. Some days they're decent, others they're awful or overcooked. It all depends on who's in the kitchen, whether they're paying attention or if they're too swamped. In a busy fast food chain like Burger King, consistency is rare. The price isn't cheap either. You pay nearly as much as for a main dish for a few mozzarella sticks. Mostly thick fried coating that doesn't satisfy hunger or leave a memorable taste. If you're craving melty cheese, a cheap cheeseburger is a much better bet. It's hot and full of flavor. Real cheese, real meat, and a full, satisfied stomach. Burger King's mozzarella sticks look good, but one bite tells you, it's all just surface. 5. Chicken fries. At first glance, Burger King's chicken fries look appealing. Long, crispy fried chicken sticks, neatly packed in a stand-up box, perfect for eating on the go, like a snack for the modern savvy foodie. But once you try them, you'll quickly understand why insiders urge you to steer clear. In reality, they're not a new creation. They're just cheap ground chicken, pressed thin, fried, and packaged to look fancy. The ingredients are no different from regular nuggets, but they're rebranded with clever marketing and presentation to make you think you're eating something special. The biggest issue? They're often pre-fried and left under heat lamps too long. The result? By the time they reach you, they're dry, tough, and completely dehydrated. The coating loses its crunch, The inside turns chewy and bland, and sometimes it even feels like you're chewing rubber. One employee shared, "They cool off fast, losing all flavor in minutes." I've seen customers eat 2 sticks and toss the whole box. The price? Higher than regular nuggets, even though you're not getting more actual meat. What you're really paying for is the flashy logoed stand-up box, not the food's quality. Chicken fries are a classic case of turning an ordinary dish into something trendy, with packaging and visual tricks. But one bite, and you realize it's all just a shiny exterior. If you're craving fried chicken at Burger King, go for chicken nuggets. They're cheaper, more consistent quality. They stay hot longer, remain tender and juicy, and won't let you down. 4. BK Stackers. In the ads, BK Stackers look irresistible. Layers of beef patties stacked with cheese, bacon, and creamy sauce, all nestled in a soft bun, like a dream burger for meat lovers. But that's just the image on the screen. When you open the box, it's a different story. According to Burger King employees, BK Stackers are often the most rushed and least carefully made item. During busy hours, they're the lowest priority. The result? Patties are misaligned, cheese spills out, and sauce pools to one side. Pick it up, and the burger often slides or collapses into a messy heap before you can even take a bite. One employee shared, "We know customers expect a lot, but with stackers, it's really hard to keep the shape perfect, especially when we're rushing to fill orders." Beyond presentation, the bigger issue is the price. BK stackers are expensive, but you're mostly paying for size and impression, not real quality. The patties can be cold, as they're not always heated evenly. The bacon is soft, not crispy. The sauce soaks into the bun, making it soggy and ruining the texture. The worst part? The flavor doesn't stand out compared to smaller burgers. It's just more layers, but messy, unbalanced layers. If you want a flavor-packed burger, start with a double cheeseburger from the value menu. Then, add bacon. Pick your favorite sauce. Throw in some veggies if you want. You'll get a tastier, neater burger, save money, and have exactly what you want. 3. Whopper Jr. There was a time when the Whopper Jr. was a people's champ. A small, simple, easy-to-eat burger that was budget-friendly. It stood for real value at a fair price. But that was then. Now, the Whopper Jr. is quietly becoming one of the least worthwhile items on the menu. The first thing you'll notice is the size. It's noticeably smaller than before. Employees confirm the patty has been gradually downsized over time, but this wasn't announced. So, you're still paying nearly the same price, but getting less without realizing it. Many employees say the Whopper Jr. is now 90% lettuce and bun. A thin beef patty that doesn't even cover the bun is buried under a thick layer of lettuce, a few tomato slices, and plenty of air. One employee put it bluntly, "It's designed to look full, but you're mostly eating the wrapper." The bigger issue is the feeling. You order a Whopper Jr., thinking it's a just-right budget meal. But after eating, you're not full, not satisfied, and feel like you just paid for a name, not a meal. While the burger shrinks, the price has crept up over time. Most customers don't notice. They assume the old value is still there. But in reality, you're caught in a game called shrinkflation. Smaller product, same price. Instead of a disappointing Whopper Jr., try this. Order 2 cheeseburgers from the value menu. Add toppings you like, or get a small side of fries. This way, you'll feel fuller, enjoy tastier food, and most importantly, not feel like you just paid for a name instead of a meal. 2. Salads. We've all been there. You're at Burger King staring at a menu full of burgers, cheese, soda, and fries. Then your eyes land on the salads section. You hesitate for a moment, then think, "I'll eat light and go healthy for once to ease the guilt." It sounds reasonable, but in reality, that's when you fall into fast food's sweetest trap, the illusion of a good choice. According to employees, salads are the least ordered items at Burger King. That might sound normal, but the consequences aren't so simple. The greens rarely get refreshed because stock doesn't turn over quickly. Croutons, toppings, and dressings sit out for days unchecked. Even scarier, staff aren't well trained to prepare salads since they're not a core menu item. One employee shared, "When you order a salad, there's a good chance you're eating something that's been in the fridge for a long time. We just open it, toss on toppings, and pack it up. Let's be honest, you don't order a salad at Burger King because it's delicious or fresh. You order it because you think you're making the right choice. But the right here is just a feeling, not the truth. Because of that salad, it isn't tasty, isn't filling, it isn't worth the price, and worst of all, it doesn't deliver the nutrition you expect. The price? Salads at Burger King often cost more than a value menu burger, yet offer less energy, lower quality, and zero satisfaction. If you truly want to eat healthy, head to a supermarket's fresh food counter, a dedicated salad shop, or prep one at home. You'll get real fresh greens, tasty dressings, proper toppings, and most importantly, you won't feel like you just got duped by a plastic bowl of wilted lettuce. Salads at Burger King aren't for people who want to eat healthy. They're for people trying to feel like they made a good choice, and that's why they're more dangerous than you think. 1. Frozen drinks. From a distance, Burger King's frozen drinks stand out. Vibrant green, red, and purple hues, like a call for cool and refreshing on a hot day. You imagine a sweet, pleasant sip, maybe even a nostalgic childhood vibe. But in reality, what lingers isn't refreshment. It's regret and a bit of worry. According to many employees, the frozen drink machines are among the least cleaned equipment. Not because staff are lazy, but because cleaning them is complex, requires disassembly and deep scrubbing, and takes time. In a busy fast food chain, that often gets skipped. One insider said plainly, when your drink tastes sour or has a chemical aftertaste, it's likely a sign the machine hasn't been cleaned in days. But that's not the worst part. The real issue? You're paying for a cup that's 90% ice, hardly any actual liquid. Just shaved ice mixed with artificial coloring and overly sweet syrup. The ice melts fast, diluting the flavor, while the syrup pools at the bottom, making you wince after the first sip. The price? Not cheap. Sometimes more than a large soda, yet you're getting so little in return. And if you think this is a kid-friendly treat, remember, you're not giving kids juice or a smoothie. It's a mix of dyes, flavorings, and a ton of sugar. If you want to cool off, choose a sealed can of soda. At least you know what you're drinking. Or bring chilled water from home. Cleaner, cheaper, better. Because a cold drink shouldn't mean spending money on ice and hygiene risks, Burger King's frozen drinks aren't refreshments. They're prettily packaged products hiding the truth. You just paid for a cup of ice, chemicals, and an odd aftertaste. We've all been lured by a glossy menu photo, an ad hyping peak flavor, or childhood memories tied to a seemingly familiar dish. But the truth is, not every menu item is worth your money. From cold, low-quality food to tactics that play on your emotions, like fake healthy salads or colorful but unsanitary frozen drinks, Burger King, like many chains, is playing a game where the unaware consumer often loses. You've seen what's behind the bun, what's under the shiny packaging, and what really makes a meal worthwhile. With these 7 items, you're not just learning what to avoid, you've gained an edge most customers don't have. Knowledge. Share your story in the comments. Your experience might save someone else money and spare them disappointment. Subscribe if you want more honest insights about shopping smart, eating for value, and not letting your money get wasted on a marketing campaign. Thank you for watching to the end. See you in the next video, where we buy less, choose wiser, and live better.